Good morning and welcome back to the 9th episode of the First Off the Tee podcast.
Wow.
That's pretty exciting. Thursday will be the 10th episode, which is a good milestone. Welcome back, Doug. It's been almost a week since we've been down here.
Yeah. Same to you. You were on vacation. I did a little trip there. Did a little remote session. You had your little session, which JT will talk about later. But yeah, good morning. How you doing? Everything good?
Excellent. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Good morning.
need that cup of coffee to get us going, man.
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get started with PGA recap.
Yeah.
Jim Herman.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Herman, whoever that guy is. Jim Herman wins.
Hey, I went to high school with a kid named Jim Herman, but it's not him. Yeah, like you said, we were both busy. We hardly even watched. I got to watch basically the last three holes of Jim Herman, and it wasn't a big tournament with a lot of big name players, so that's when some of the other players get to go in there, and Horschel was there.
Billy Horschel.
He's always around, right? You know, I always see him. I hear he's a really great guy, like funny guy, but he was there. I was actually rooting for him at the end, and
It was tight at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but Jim Herman he didn't need to make the putt on the 18th hole. He missed the putt
He had like a 4-foot birdie putt, maybe 6 foot.
It was. I said 4 when I told you, but it was maybe 6-7 feet, and it was no gimme, right? Gimme, talk about gimmies, but he just missed it. It's like, and they would have 2-shot lead. So what happens? Billy Horschel ends up basically with the same putt, and he had his partner or the other guy playing with him was a similar putt too. So he got a read on him. And believe it or not, when you looked at that read on TV, that stupid thing broke to the left. And
but the interesting part was when Jim Herman took his putt.
Yeah.
He played a break and it didn't break. He must have hit it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And it just went right through the break. So the announcers, us at home, we're watching this saying, "Billy, no, there's no break. There's no break. There's no break." Then his playing partner shoots right before him, and he's got basically the same shot. His does break, and he misses the putt. Now, of course, Billy Horschel doesn't see on TV. He doesn't know that Jim had that shot, and it didn't break. But we're all sitting there, no break, no break. And what do you know? It broke a lot on his. So it was a tricky putt because it wasn't.
The line of the break was so hairy there.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy putt. So Jim Herman came away with the victory. Yeah. And you know what?
Yeah, nice.
We're joking saying that these are nobodies.
Right.
Minus 21 on any course is a great freaking score. I don't care who you are. And look, Koepka was there. Koepka shot +2 over 2 days.
Yeah.
So for Herman to shoot minus 21, it's not like he just squeaked by and it was a really weak field.
Yeah, exactly.
He shot minus 21.
Remember, we're just fan base here. Weak field. We talked about the Corn Ferry caddy. Maybe even the Corn Ferry caddy's son could be in golf. So whatever. But cool. Yeah. Good.
So that's the PGA recap. I want to talk in length about the Glenbrook member guest that you played in. How'd you do? How'd you shoot? We didn't talk really at all about the tournament, so I don't know anything. The format, structure. Let me hear it.
Let me give you. It was a really great experience. So kudos to Sean Sullivan who invited me to the member guest at Glenbrook Country Club, which is out in Pennsylvania. It was a multi-day tournament where you had 40. I think it was 40, or maybe it was 80 what do you call it? Teams. Mm-hmm. So a member and a guest. So you invite somebody, and of course you get your handicaps together, and they flight you in certain flights. So they have this huge whiteboard, and this is where everybody hangs around and drinks your beers and do whatever. And so they have all your names, team names on the flight with a little spot next to it where you're going to put your score. Mm-hmm. So the first day is a practice round, and it's a skins match, and you're playing with. It doesn't matter who you're playing with. You're usually playing with someone who's not even in your flight. It was just at random, picked out of the hat.
Yep.
So you're getting used to the course. And it's a skins game. You got to pay $20 each, and I was getting mad at Sean. He wouldn't let me pay for anything. I would go to get up. He goes, "No, Sean got it already." I'm like, "Damn, son of a bitch." So anyway, we played the first, do the 9-hole practice. The weather was beautiful because it wasn't hot. It wasn't super sunny. It was like cloud cover the whole weekend here where we're living. So it was just awesome, So everything was good. The most exciting thing that happened on our practice round was I don't know if you remember hole number 1.
I can
we
picture
played
it
a couple of times.
Yeah.
It goes out and you come hole number 2. You come back. So these two are side by side.
Yep.
But hole number 3 goes out perpendicular, and hole number 4 comes back perpendicular to these two. So it's got 2 holes and 2 holes going this way.
Yep.
So I'm standing on the tee. I tee off. It's a par 3. I'm looking at it, and we hear 4. But it was a light 4, and it wasn't like an aggressive 4. And I figured it was like kind of for those guys over there. Well, no, that was for me. That freaking ball hit me right in the arm on the fly.
Holy smokes.
I was like, "What the?" And I was like, and then I just started laughing because I wasn't hurt. It did a little sting on my hand. And the problem is there's this little marsh section with a big tree in the center. And the tree does nothing for the golf. It doesn't block your shot. It does nothing but blocks you from seeing the guys that are on the tee.
Right.
So the guy who hit the ball didn't see our carts, didn't even know we were on a tee box.
Right.
But if you remember and you know there and that ball goes over that way, you should just yell anyway.
Yeah, scream it. Wow, so you got hit on the fly.
Hit on the fly.
You're lucky it hit your arm.
It's a 200 and it's a short par 4. It's like 280, 90 yards or something. So people pull out the drivers and they try to drive this thing.
Yep.
So it was pretty fun. And the guy who hit me, funny enough, was actually, I guess he might have been a member or maybe he was a guest, but he was one of the groundskeeping guys. So, he came, so we were talked about it. So the next day I'm putting on the ground, practicing, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta cut the practice tee." He had the thing, he goes, "Hey, flash your arm, you're all right." So that was good, but we had a great time.
Okay,
with
so
that.
how does the tournament work?
Yes.
So there's 80 teams, 40 members, 40 guests. How does it
80
work?
teams, 40 members, and we're all flighted in. And say there's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 6 teams in a flight. How they pick the flights, I don't know. And it's all handy. Everybody's got the handicap, so I don't know if the total handicapping is a flight. But anyway, there's 6 teams in a flight, and every 9 holes you play a different team, and you're playing points for each hole. So if whoever wins the hole, that team wins a point. If you lose, obviously you get 0, but if you split it, you get a half a point. So you're getting 1 point or half a point or 0 for that hole. And then at the end of those 9 holes, of course, what they did was if you won that match, like say we won 4 holes and they had 3, we won, we would get 1 extra point for winning the round. So that gives us 5-4 or whatever it was, 5-3. So the total of 9.
Yep.
It's too early for me to figure out 5 and 3 doesn't equal 9 yet. But so anyway,
Gotcha.
so you would do that, and then you go to the next team, and then to the next team. So it was
How many? So it was only 9 holes per day.
It was no, you did multiple. We did 27 one day, 27 another day. So we were doing
wow.
multiple 3, and we it was quick. I mean, it was get there early. Have a little bite. You see all the guys in the morning. Of course, all the members know everybody. Hey, you! How are you cheating today? What? I heard somebody yell across the way. what ringer did you bring in, Sullivan? Like I was a ringer, right? I'll talk to you about ringers a little bit later. But anyway, so that's the structure, and what you do is you're ultimately to win the tournament. You can't just win the tournament by winning your flight. So what they do, so they have 8 flights or 9 flights, however many flights they were, and all the flights were named after past Snead, Hogan, all the past golfers, right?
Yeah.
So we were Crenshaw, right? So we were Crenshaw. We lost our flight by 1.5. Well, by 2 points. So we lost by 1.5. If we had won 2 more holes during those whole time, we would have won our flight, and that would have gotten you into the shootout. So the shootout, and I didn't stay for the shootout. I was getting late, and I didn't know anybody in it. So, so ultimately, everybody gets maximum points to get into the shootout. And there's also other little games that they say if you score the most points that day, you'll get into the shootout.
Oh, so there's different incentives.
We came out smoking our first round on the last day, 8 points. We won 7, 2 up, 7-2 plus the 1. So we had 8 points maximum. So the maximum number of points you can get is 20. If you won 9 plus 10, would be 20 points if you did it twice because there was 2 of them. So we were up at 8. If we had another 8, I think we would have got into the. Playoff. Unfortunately, we didn't get into the playoff.
Right.
I'll discuss that in a little bit.
We only got 6 minutes. So
all right.
let's move.
So the shootout is, they go to hole number 10 and everybody shoots, and then whoever birdies those teams go to the next hole until they get down to one team wins the thing. So I don't know who won, but Sean was talking about. So our last round, last of the day. We go out and we play these 2 guys. And Sean happened to know the one guy. Yeah. And we don't know the other guy. Yeah, how you doing, the other guy? So I was an 18 handicap going in. I tell you, I probably did not shoot my handicap. I was probably higher. Mm-hmm. But I was hot and I was cold, man. I was throwing some darts in there, one putting. But sometimes I used my my handicap, and sometimes I just beat them straight out.
Right.
Sporadically. This guy was 16 handicap. Not far off of me. Dude, he had like 2 legit eagles and 9 holes.
Holy
this guy
smokes.
didn't miss. This guy didn't. So, unfortunately, we got a little perturbed and that's the one thing I was struggling with, and we'll talk about it a little bit with JT, was I was struggling with playing competitive golf because we don't play competitive golf. Yeah. We play our little competitive with these little points, but not handicaps. And did you cheat on your handicap? Is that your real handicap? Now, if you and I played, I would know what your handicap is.
Right.
But when you go into a thing like this and you bring a ringer in and you tell him he's a 16 and he basically shot par. You telling me he shot par?
Yeah.
And he's 16 handicap. Best round of his life. I've never done that.
Yeah, it just so happens to be when
just
there's
so
money on
happens
the
money
line.
on a tournament. So anyway, that's that little handicapping thing is really tough. When you don't know the people.
Yeah.
And I almost say they should say, look, if you shoot 2 under your handicap, we're gonna take all of them away.
Yeah, well, 2 under is tough.
2 under your handicap. Yeah. Wow. All right, 5?
Yeah.
I don't know.
5 under your handicap.
That's great. That's a great day. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. That was funny. But
well, because your handicap, the way I was, the easy way to figure out your handicap. Shout out Rick Borgo. He taught me this. You take your best 8 rounds out of your last 20.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's a very attainable score for you.
Yeah.
Right. The average of your best 8 over your last 20.
Yeah.
So if you shoot 2 under your handicap, I think that's legit.
That's legit.
5 under.
Yeah.
That's a really good round.
Right.
That's a really good
16
round.
under?
Yeah. Come on.
So anyway, so that was that. So we had a great time, and I'd love to do it again sometime. So cool. What else?
Excellent.
What else we have?
No, good. I was happy to hear because we didn't talk about it at all. So I really didn't know what the process was for the tournament, but it sounds like fun. I like that structure of just a bunch of 9-hole matches.
Yeah.
I a different way to look at golf than just, hey, low score.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody go out,
Yeah.
shotgun start, low score
Yeah,
of the day wins.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's cool. All right, we have 3 minutes. Let's talk about our last episode with JT.
JT, oh, what an awesome podcast you guys put on. I mean, I was remote, and I didn't get to I didn't get to see it, but I watched it, and I tell everything he was talking about is what I was trying to achieve. Even this weekend, I was like, get up to the hole, hit the ball, be done. I get up to the ball, hit the ball, get done. Don't worry about the rest of it. Try to enjoy the scenery. We had these hawks flying around, so I'm trying to enjoy that. And sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. If JT's not telling you he's going to fix your score. He's just trying to let you get out there and enjoy the game. And man, some of those key points that you guys were talking about. I really need to watch it again, and I'd really like to check out his website and all that.
Definitely give JT's website a look. He posts some really good articles. I'll put a link in the description. He posted an article on his website, like 10 keys to success, and it was just 10 heavy hitters. And it's not your typical work hard, stay dedicated. It's more focused on the golf course, staying committed. What can you do to be successful on the golf course in terms of your mindset?
Yeah.
I'll put a link in the video description so you could check out that article, and of course anything else on his website. But man, JT is he's a fun guy to talk to.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of great information, and he truly, you could tell. I only really just met him. I've only known him for about a month or so.
Yeah.
And you could just see his passion to help other people. Like, that's what he lives for. That's what he does. So JT has a mindset course that you can go through. It's a 12-week program where you get one-on-one mentoring with him.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, even in the 30-something minutes I talked with him, I just felt something different. I felt, this mindfulness that he talks about is something that I have never, ever even thought about. And just speaking to him about it and doing those couple exercises, you can feel what he's talking about when he talks about being mindful.
Yeah.
And Jason Day, who has his pre-shot routine, is something that I want to try because it's pretty cool. He slows down and kind of eliminates all the noise right before every shot, and that's hard to do.
Yeah.
every single shot. I mean, we're
98 times when I'm playing.
Yeah, and they do it 4 days in a row, right? So it's that was a really cool podcast. Thank you again, JT, for joining the show.
Excellent.
We'll definitely have him back on again. He wants to meet you. I want you to talk to him.
Love to talk with
so
him.
maybe in about a month or so, we'll have him back on the podcast. And
Very cool.
I think in 5 seconds, that is the end of our show.
Yeah, wow. Well, hopefully you get some golf in this week. And
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, hopefully you get some golf. It's still going.
That's okay. Right there.
There you
go. Okay. Yeah, you're playing golf this weekend? This week?
Don't have any major plans to play, but who knows? I might get out and grab one.
Cool.
All right, man.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Thanks for watching.